Back when we did stuff at the drop-in center, we were kind of putting band-aids on bigger problems. You know, you offer food, you offer a shower or some clothes or something like that, or even just a place to stay. That doesn't really fix a systemic problem. A bike, on the other hand, kind of gets a little closer to the root. So I've been working here at WellBuilt Bikes since before we opened, so around 3.5 years ago is when I started. I've been doing work with the Well, which is the parent nonprofit, for a really long time, probably 8 or 9 years now. I did work with the Banquet, which was one of our weekly meal sites that we ran. I also worked running Saturday hours at one of our drop-in centers. Did a little gardening, all kinds of stuff. So right after the Well closed down its last drop-in center, I no longer had anything to do because I ran Saturday hours. So without the Saturday hours, I was looking for something to still be productive with. We had a bunch of bikes in a warehouse, and we were trying to figure out if we could, make them valuable, help sustain some of the programs we were trying to keep going. So I wrote a spreadsheet that helped us catalog the bikes there, and it was kind of the toe in the water, and it was a downward spiral from there. Initially, it was really kind of a build-a-bike program. We had all these frames and bikes that had a previous life, and all these folks who had no access to transportation. So it was kind of a free-for-all. You build what you can and get it riding, and then there's your transportation. Over time, that kind of evolved into, we'll build the bike for you. You put in the hours, help us keep the shop clean, things like that. And it's really evolved into a pretty solid program now, where folks come in, they work 10 hours, they get a bike on the other end of that. We do most of the refurbishing, which is what costs quite a bit of money. So we're putting new parts on these bikes to make them actually viable modes of transportation. So that's what we were aiming to initially start sustaining, and then it's grown up into a sliding scale program where we work with folks who can't afford to keep their bikes that they have running. So we just say, you pay what you can and we'll take care of the rest. Those are the two main programs that we do here. For most people, it's freedom and access. Back when we did stuff at the drop-in center, we were kind of putting band-aids on bigger problems. You offer food, you offer a shower or some clothes or something like that, or even just a place to stay. That doesn't really fix a systemic problem. A bike, on the other hand, kind of gets a little closer to the root. A lot of the issue is access. You just can't get to places. Tampa is a really big city. And it's hot, so walking is often out of the question, or it's going to take you a whole day just to get to where you need to go. Whereas a bike really opens up those possibilities for people. So you give them a bike, and that means you can get to an appointment on time. It means you can really start getting some of the pieces of your life back together, if that's what you're trying to do.